If you are in Africa, I want you to know that you are a failure. Every weekend, starting from Thursday or Friday, look at the whole African continent. They are holding parties, all one bed, demonstrating, throwing money into the air, celebrating nothingness, foolishness. Are you aware that all these things we are consuming, we can manufacture them here on the continent of Africa, particularly Nigeria? Why are we satisfied to just buy an aeroplane and fly in it? Why are we satisfied to just bring in television and watch it? Why are we satisfied to just bring in cars and drive it? Government is supposed to encourage innocent motor because he has a passion for it. Peugeot Automobile Company was bought by Dangote. Dangote also bought Oshogbo Rolling Mill. Are they working? No. Why? I have made presentation before that Ajaokuta Steel Complex is a complete disaster. It can never work. I gave 2 reasons. All the people they make ministers, they put in charge. They have no idea. If you don't have idea, go and read. Africa, you are behind and you don't even know it. That is the foolishness. If you knew it, you will start putting pressure on the leaders. Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Caesar Osahene Yayi. I am your advocate for the industrial development of the continent of Africa. And I pay attention to Nigeria because Nigeria has the largest gas reserve, largest petroleum reserve, and largest population in Africa. But from time to time, I'll also talk about other countries. Today, I want to talk about the entire African continent, our people. I have always focused on the leadership. I talk that the leadership should focus on how to industrialize Africa. Towards the end of my presentation, I will do a rehearsal of what our leaders need to do that can generate results within a period of 3 years or even 2 years, so that it will become very elucidated that my program is not about to criticize. Everybody is always criticizing. Talk is cheap. To get things done, that is the problem. I will talk about how we can get this done. I've spoken about those things at length before. But now, I want to focus on not just the leaders, but Black Africa. If you are a Black person, if you are in Africa, I want you to know that you are a failure. I want you to know that you are a complete failure. You are a failure because you are not making any effort to find out the things that we consume as finished products in Africa. To ask yourself, how can we make those things? To put pressure on your leaders, to compare them, to get into industrial manufacturing. Why is this important? It is important because no matter what you are able to export as commodities, if you are in Nigeria, you are exporting crude oil, you are exporting compressed natural gas or liquefied natural gas. If you are in Cameroon, you are exporting rubber and other minerals. If you are in Ghana, you are exporting gold, cocoa. I've been watching what is happening in Ghana, and the Ghanaians are very proud. They said, oh, Mahama is doing great. And I've been looking, where is he doing great? And they said, yes, he has been able to improve the value of the city. Because of that, he is doing great. Gibberish. He's not doing anything at all. Ask Mahama, if you are a Ghanaian, the things that you import, that you consume in Ghana, which one is he able to manufacture in Ghana? Which one is he able to encourage Ghanaians to manufacture in Ghana? Stop making noise. If you belong to his party, you can use that to shout. But I tell you, we have been through that process before. It's an illusion. Look at Paul Kagame in Rwanda. He's been there now for over 20 years, sweeping the streets, making sure everywhere is very clean, very tidy, assembling telephones and computers. Why can't they make those things there in Rwanda? Africans, whether you are in Ghana, whether you are in Tanzania, whether in in Democratic Republic of Congo, whether you are in Somalia or in Nigeria, we should be ashamed of ourselves. We are full of ego, full of pride, full of arrogance, and we are empty. Are you aware that if white people decide to wipe out black people from the face of the earth, they can do it? We live at their mercy every weekend, starting from Thursday or Friday. Look at the whole African continent, they are holding parties. People come from Europe and America, coming to hold parties, hold one bed, demonstrating, throwing money into the air, celebrating nothingness, foolishness, being idiotic. I'm not excluding myself. I'm also a stupid man because I'm part of the stupidity. But I already know I'm stupid. Are you aware you are stupid? If you are a black man and you are following a political leader, are you aware you are stupid? Are you aware everybody in Africa is stupid? Are you aware we are behind? Are you aware that all these things we are consuming, we can manufacture them here on the continent of Africa, particularly Nigeria? It's a shame. It's a shame. Look at our infrastructure, all being built by Chinese. Before they were built by Italians and the Germans and the French. Now we have found a new lover, the Chinese. Indians, Chinese dominate our industries. Where are the Africans? If we don't take our time, before we know it, we'll be completely colonized because we are sending our land to foreigners on the cheap. How are they doing it? You have the Chinese government. They bring in money and look for some entrepreneurs, give them money. And by the way, how did China become a country that has so many billionaires, maybe more billionaires than America? How did it happen? They take money and look for somebody that is very entrepreneurial. They give him the funds. I say, go into this industry. Go and conquer that industry. When they notice that he's not doing a good job, they stop him, take everything from him, and give it to somebody else. In Nigeria, our electricity company was broken down into several sectors, and they were given to people that we don't know where they got their money from. All we know about them is that 20 years ago they were very poor. Suddenly they are in wealth, and now they are the owner of those electric companies. They have no managerial skill, they have no determination in them, no effervescence, nothing to motivate them to be successful. Because they have a lot of money they have kept somewhere in Europe. Their children are now hooligans in Europe and in America, driving sports cars. They are not investors. So if you have money and you are able to buy an electricity company and you don't know how to run it, government should take it from you and look for other people that can do it. But they have left everything with them and we have remained completely backward. Only 3,000 effective megawatts production of power in Nigeria. That is not even enough for domestic consumption, let alone industry. Africa, you are behind and you don't even know it. That is the foolishness. If you knew it, you will start putting pressure on the leaders. Now what we need is not roads or infrastructure built by Chinese. It is industries that can manufacture finished product. Pick anything you like. Every house there's a television. Every family has a car. Every family has a refrigerator. Everything is imported. Black people, if you are not stupid, why can't you ask yourself, how are these things made? And can we make them here in Nigeria? Ask yourself that question. I was reading the other day and I found out that Peugeot Automobile Company was bought by Dangote. Dangote also bought Oshogbo Rolling Mill. Are they working? No. Why? Because Dangote is buying those assets so that he can use them as collateral to take loan to do other businesses. In the meantime, he has put a stop to that business. In the meantime, Oshogbo Rolling Mill, well, that is an elephant project, but there are some values attached to it. If you were to say you want to start talking about steel, I have made presentation before that Ajaokuta Steel Complex is a complete disaster. It can never work. I gave 2 reasons. Let me repeat them very quickly. 1, our oil content, or rather our iron content at Itakpe or anyone that is close by, anywhere in Nigeria, is only 33% of iron content. To use that to produce steel, you need to do beneficiation, which is so expensive that it will be cheaper for you to import than to produce. Yet, Ajaokuta still has a budget where they are wasting money on. At the moment, I challenge anybody who says an authority to challenge me on a debate with facts that we cannot produce iron in Nigeria from iron ore, not because it cannot be done, but because the iron content is so low that you will be working at a big loss to even make iron at all. Of course, if you want to talk about strategic reasons, you can say, all right, let us make iron at all costs, just in the event that if there were to be a war and we cannot import iron, we should be able to produce our own iron. That makes sense. But not Ajaokuta, because the second reason why Ajaokuta can never be useful is that what you have there is a blast furnace. It's called a BF. I tell you, since Shagari built it up to 80%, they have never put on that plant once. Because once you put it on, if you can never put it off again for another 15 years. If you put it off, you can never put it on again. So that is dead on arrival. The only one that can be of any help to us is the one at Alaja. That is an electric arc furnace that you can use to produce iron from our own iron ore. But it is quite a distance. That's why they make a railway line to it. But Nigeria is not under any threat. Why can't you import iron ingots and then you process it, add other alloy to it to make whatever iron type you want to make, to produce whatever you want to produce? That is a very straightforward project. Very straightforward. But the moment you want to do something, you go and look for people that have no interest in doing anything. And because government is not even mindful of what they are doing, when they buy these factories or these industries and use them as collateral and dump everything, nobody goes back to say, why is this thing not working? Why is Osogbo Rolling not working? Why is Ajaokuta still complex still being funded when it is not feasible? Are we going to remove the blast furnace and put electric arc furnace there? And if you want to do that, at what cost? And why should you do that when you can import iron ingots? 100 years from now, or 200 years from now, when they have exhausted all the iron in other countries, our own become relevant. It now become economically viable. As at today, it is not. I challenge anybody to debate me on that. All the people they make ministers, they put in charge, they have no idea. If you don't have idea, go and read. Everything is in the computer. It's right there in front of you. At the push of the button, you get all the facts. They will not read. You will see them running back and forth. We are going to resuscitate Ajaokuta State Complex, and they waste a lot of money on it. So, let me summarize. 1, foreign companies are coming in to dominate us. They ought not to be so, because they are giving money free of charge to do that. They know what they are doing. They want to discourage us from industrial manufacturing because they know that the moment you start industrial manufacturing, it will be like a nuclear chain reaction. When you are doing chain reaction in nuclear, you take the neutron and fire it against the proton. It split. You fire 3, split into 10. You fire again, split it into 100. Just like a virus, continue to multiply exponentially. That is how nuclear reactor take place. And that is how industrialization of Nigeria, of Africa will take place. Why is this going to be so? Because the technology is already everywhere. The gas is already everywhere in Nigeria. The human population is already everywhere. The drive is already everywhere. And the moment you are able to start it, it will be a chain reaction, and it will so trigger development in Nigeria that the whole African continent will be shaken to shake Africa to its foundation. They don't want us to do that, because the moment we do that, we are going to stop buying their products, and they rely on us for their economy to thrive. Why can't we see that? Why are we satisfied to just buy an aeroplane and fly in it? Why are we satisfied to just bring in television and watch it? Why are we satisfied to just bring in cars and drive it? Why are we satisfied for innocent motors to just bring in parts and start to assemble them and say made in Nigeria? Who are you deceiving? We are foolish people. Government is supposed to encourage innocent motor because he has a passion for it. To say, okay, you have been doing this now for 10 years. Let us see how we can assist you. How can we assist you? So, well, if we can generate enough power from here, that's one. Already, Imo State has the largest gas reserve, more than 50% of the gas reserve in Nigeria. So gas is not a problem there. You bring in a plant that can generate power on top of a trailer. You mount it and you synchronize it. If you have 10, 20, 30, 40, before you know it, you're already having 1,500 or 2,000 megawatts. All can happen within 1 year. And what after that, what do you need? You just need the plant that can manufacture any of these things you are talking about. The last element you need, the white people that understand the nitty-gritty of it, to come and teach our people how to do it. It happens every day in my factory. People come, they don't know anything about anything. We'll start teaching them. In 1 year, they become experts. Because Nigerians are so intelligent. Why are you dragging us behind? You are in power already. Enjoy yourself. Devote a certain amount, just the way the Chinese government is giving money to their people to go into industry. Devote some money and encourage Nigerians to do it. Nigerians can do roads. Nigerians can do bridges. How? If we don't know, when you give the contract to a Nigerian, not the hooligan, no, we know those that have assets that can back them up. If they fail to do it, you confiscate their assets and give to somebody else. The moment you are able to do that and you give a job to Nigerians, do this job. As a submitting certificate, you pay him. Nigerians will do the job. You give it to Chinese now because the Chinese government will come and say, don't worry, we will bring the funds. Provided you give it to a Chinese company and you give it to them. 1 year you don't pay. When you go and read the contract, you see that they have said if you don't pay within so and so years, we'll charge you so much so interest, and we have a right to stick everything. You can pay us with oil. Because that is easy, our government will say, okay, that's the way forward. Because we don't think about tomorrow. The world is enough for the wise. I had an accident 2 days ago and I almost died. And it dawned on me, I said, well, look, this life is short. Not for only me, for everybody, including those that are in power. You never know what's going to happen. While you are alive, do the best you can for Africa. Do the best you can for the black race. Next time I speak to you, I'm going to compare what is happening in Egypt, in Nigeria, in South Africa. Egypt and Nigeria, they are Arab countries. They are not black. If you look at them, they are not black. South Africa is dominated economically and industrially by white people. That is why they count. I'm going to take those 3 countries and compare to countries where black people are in charge, so you can see the difference. I've addressed our people that are not only leaders, but the ordinary man in the street, ordinary people like me, to tell them that we are foolish. Because we ought to tell people in government that we are not interested in your so-called infrastructure. We are interested in industrial manufacturing. Because that is what is going to bring about enough resources, enough income, enough development at a very fast rate. Many Nigerians want to come back home. Why don't people leave Nigeria? Why do people leave villages and come to the cities? Because they don't have light there, they don't have any opportunity. They hear that, oh, if you come to the city, they have light, they have cars, they have disco, so they come here. So why do people live here? Because they know when they travel overseas, when they earn money, whether in dollar or in pounds, they multiply it, becomes very huge. Their life have changed. That's why they go there. If you create this opportunity here now I'm talking about, you will see that within the next 4 years, you won't find people that want to leave Nigeria again. Go to South Africa and go and see how many people leave South Africa to Europe. Not many. Instead, you will see Nigerians in South Africa. You will see Nigerians in China, in India, in Ghana, in Tanzania. Look at the human resources that we are losing. Brains that could have been able to galvanize our economy. We chase them out because there are no opportunities here. 2 people came to see me 4 days ago from Europe. They are from Nigeria. And we're talking, they said, the problem we have right now is that Putin is threatening the world with a nuclear explosion. And I said, well, there's something we can do about that. And the young man said, oh, this is very serious. We don't know what to do. The lady sat down. Said, sister to the man. He said, well, he said, even in Europe, he said, we are tired, sir. We work from morning till night, do 2 jobs, and at the end, when we come back, we still don't have enough money. They say if Putin want to use nuclear weapon, let him use it, let everybody go. There's somebody in Europe. He said if Putin want to use the bomb, let him use it, let everybody go safe. They're tired. Because when they come home, they find misery. They find misery. When they are overseas, well, they are able to manage. But who are they over there? Statistics. Who are they over here? They are somebody. When they are here, they are with their families. When you are there, nobody gives a damn about you. Nigerians want to be in Nigeria. They are living because there are no opportunities. And I'm telling everybody, it's your duty to tell people in government that it is possible. It is possible. I'm your advocate for the industrial development of Africa and Nigeria. My name is Dr. Cesar Osahene. Until next time, bye-bye. If you are in Africa, I want you to know that you are a failure. Every weekend, starting from Thursday or Friday, look at the whole African continent. They are holding parties, one bed, demonstrating, throwing money into the air, celebrating nothingness, foolishness. Are you aware that all these things we are consuming, we can manufacture them here on the continent of Africa, particularly Nigeria? Why are we satisfied to just buy an aeroplane and fly in it? Why are we satisfied to just bring in television and watch it? Why are we satisfied to just bring in cars and drive it? Government is supposed to encourage innocent motor because he has a passion for it. Peugeot Automobile Company was bought by Dangote. Dangote also bought Oshogbo Rolling Mill. Are they working? No. Why? I have made presentation before that Ajaokuta Steel Complex is a complete disaster. It can never work. I gave 2 reasons. All the people they make ministers, they put in charge, they have no idea. If you don't have idea, go and read. Africa, you are behind and you don't even know it. That is the foolishness. If you knew it, you will start putting pressure on the leaders.